Chapter 3: Basic Skills for Dealing with Conflicts and Complaints. 3.1 Introduction. In any conflict or complaint situation, you need a series of skills that help you to understand the situation or the feeling, come up with solutions or proposals to respond to the situation, and then be able to communicate that information to the other party. You might need to negotiate or persuade others. And all of this should be done within the context of providing good customer service, whether that customer is a true external client or an internal customer like your boss. The good thing about these skills is that they can all be learned. As you read through this information, try to identify where your own weaknesses might be. Then you'll have an idea of what you need to work on in order to improve your own skills. 3.2 Listening Skills. Resolving a complaint or conflict requires that you can listen to and understand what the other person is telling you. It sounds simple enough, but the truth is that good listeners are rare these days. Studies have shown that most listeners retain less than 50% of what they hear. Imagine what that means when it comes to a conversation that you might have with your boss, a colleague, or a customer. If you speak for 10 minutes, chances are that you have only heard about half of that conversation, and so have they. No wonder miscommunications happen so frequently. In order to be a good listener, you should practice active listening skills. There are 5 key aspects of becoming an active listener. You are probably already employing some of them, but may need to practice others. However, once you are using these tools over time, you will find that they get easier and easier. Plus, you'll learn so much about your customers, colleagues, and co-workers, and you'll have such better conversations with them, that you will be positively reinforced each time you practice. 1. Pay close attention. With this step, you learn to give the speaker your undivided attention. But you also let the speaker know that you are listening by using acknowledgements, types of verbal and nonverbal tools that help add proof that you are truly listening. Oh, look the speaker in the eyes. Oh, stop any mental chatter. Oh, don't start preparing your response or rebuttal while the other person is talking. Oh, make sure your environment doesn't distract you. Oh, notice the speaker's body language and tone of voice. What are the nonverbal messages telling you? Oh, if you are in a group, avoid side conversations. 2. Demonstrate physically that you are listening. Use nonverbal and verbal signals that you are listening to the speaker attentively. Oh, nod from time to time, when appropriate. Oh, use appropriate facial expressions. Oh, monitor your own body language. Be sure you remain open and relaxed rather than closed and tense. Oh, use small comments like, aha, yes, right. 3. Check for understanding. It is possible for the other person's message to get mistranslated or misinterpreted, so that we hear a message that was not intended. Before responding, it's important to check for understanding using these tools. Oh, use reflecting and paraphrasing. Check that you heard the message correctly by saying things like, what I hear you saying is, or if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying, or I think you're talking about. 3.3 Effective Communication Skills. Effective communication skills go beyond just listening, they involve expressing your own ideas clearly and persuasively. Effective communication is crucial in conflict and complaint resolution because it allows you to convey your thoughts and solutions effectively while ensuring that you are understood. Here are some aspects to consider. 1. Be clear and concise. Make sure that your messages are clear and to the point. Avoid unnecessary jargon or overly complex sentences. The clearer your message, the easier it is for others to understand and respond appropriately. 2. Use positive language. Focus on what can be done rather than what can't. For example, instead of saying I can't do that, you might say what I can do is. This approach encourages collaboration and reduces the likelihood of further conflict. 3. Be empathetic. Show that you understand and care about the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but acknowledging their feelings can go a long way in diffusing tension. 3.4 Problem-solving skills. If you think of every complaint or conflict as a problem, then you need problem-solving skills to move past the issue. The tricky part of this situation is ensuring that the problem that you are attempting to solve is the actual problem that exists. For example, a coworker might come to you saying that they need you to train their employees on how to use their software correctly. You could just write the training and deliver it and move on. Or instead, you could ask the coworker questions in order to determine what the problem is that they are trying to solve with the training. You may then be able to offer a training that focuses on the exact problems the employees are having. Discover that the software isn't the only part of the problem and so offer a training that addresses the full problem. Discover that the software wasn't the problem at all but that it was the order fulfillment process that was the true problem, so now you can offer a training that addresses the real problem. Determine that training isn't the solution to the problem, but that another action such as updating the software or updating other procedures is the real solution. One simple problem-solving tool is to use something called the 5 whys. It is simple because it uses the question, why, up to 5 times in order to help get to the root of a problem. An example of how to use this tool is shown in Figure 3 below. Notice that in this case, it's not necessary to use 5 why questions to get to the root of the problem. 3.5 Interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are more than just communication skills. They are the people skills that seem to come to some of us so naturally, while others may struggle with them. Interpersonal skills will help you to work with others and build rapport with them, but they will also help you to respond to complaints and conflict in a productive manner. Some interpersonal skills include courtesy. It's been said that good manners cost nothing, and that's the truth. There is no reason to be anything but courteous when dealing with your customers and colleagues. It fosters relationships and shows that you care about making the other person comfortable. Respect for others. You've heard the golden rule, that you should treat others the way that you would like to be treated. But the true expression of respect is something called the platinum rule, treating others the way that they would like for you to treat them. Ability to see things from others' perspectives. If you have a customer who is upset about something, you might feel as if they have overreacted at first. But you need to be able to understand how what has happened is affecting your customer. Your job is to understand and express that understanding so that the customer feels heard and acknowledged. 3.6 Persuasion skills. The most important skill in persuasion is the ability to understand the point of view of the other person and then provide information on your position that will matter to that person. The facts might be important, but the benefits of those facts, or the impact of those facts, are what will persuade the other person to your side. Here are some more tips on how to persuade others. 1. Demonstrate your understanding. 2. Generate a friendly, responsive environment. 3. Provide evidence and more evidence. 4. Demonstrate your expertise. 3.7 Customer service skills. You have customers both within and outside of your organization. Customer service is not just a series of steps that you complete. It is an attitude and a way of looking at your internal and external customers that enables you to provide the best level of service that you and your organization are capable of providing. So what does it take to provide excellent customer service skills? The answer to that question could fill books of its own, but here are a few tips on some main points. Take responsibility for the other person's experience from first contact and beyond the resolution of the situation or complaint. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Whether you have good news or bad news or just some interesting news, you need to remain in communication with your colleagues and customers. 3.8 Integrity. In any relationship, but particularly in a relationship where you need to resolve a conflict or complaint, integrity is vital. Without it, you will lose the other person's trust, or their business, or you will cause additional problems when the other person feels that they can't trust what you are telling them.